Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First, I wish our friend from Maryland had been in our conference today. I wish some of our budget hawks would have heard what you had to say, and would have been helpful. And Mr. Secretary, it's always good to see you back. You and Secretary McHugh have now established a home for retiring members. There at the Secretary's job, and done it in bipartisan fashion.
So I'm already 42. I don't think I'm retired for a couple more decades. But
well, it's nice to have somebody in your spot, honestly, that understands our world here, too. It really was very helpful with Secretary McHugh, and I know it will be with you as well. I have two just specific questions I wanted to pose to you, and both of them, again, are parochial, quite frankly. I have Fort Sill in my district. So I'm interested, number one, in the progress in the Paladin modernization, the PIM program. Where are we at? Is it on track? Are you satisfied with the results that are coming out? And second, you know, obviously one of the high-use assets that the Army has are Patriot batteries. We've got those deployed in a lot of places. So one, I want your assessment of what we have and the use. And two, where are we at? And we're going to have more and more threats in this area, as we know, going forward. So as you're anticipating, what do you see coming down the road?
Well, two things, Paladin and Patriot. We're satisfied the Paladin. You know, the entire, we think it's on track, and we think it's value added, and the entire Army modernization program, writ large, whether it's aviation, whether it's artillery, whether it's ground vehicles, et cetera, as a broad statement to characterize the whole modernization effort. We are taking existing systems and existing technologies and incrementally improving them, and that's what I think is going to be the Army modernization program over about the next 5 to 10 years. I do not see, and I've looked at this thoroughly, breakthrough technologies that are going to change the character or the nature of ground warfare in the next 5 to 10 years. When you get to 10 years and beyond, though, I think there are fundamental technologies out there that will radically modernize ground forces and the conduct of war. That's beyond 10 years. But from now to 10 years, this budget and the FIDEPs coming up, our modernization program writ large is essentially a series of spin-offs to incrementally improve lethality and survivability and mobility, et cetera. That's what we're going to see, I think, for the U.S. Army and ground forces. Specific to Paladin, very comfortable with where it's at, where it's on track, and the improvements that are being done. And your note on Patriot is well appreciated. The Patriot force is one of our highest stress forces. As you know, there's 7 battalions of Patriot deployed globally right now in some high-threat areas. They provide a critical function to not only defend U.S. assets and U.S. infrastructure, U.S. troops, but also those of our friends and allies. So Patriot's critical. We've got 15 those battalions and on the books, and we've got 5 THAAD companies. We're trying to expand and improve Patriot, and a lot of that has to do with the missile itself, and we're trying to add additional THAAD batteries. But those are critical for the integrated air defense system in both Europe, Asia, and Central Command AORs.
Congressman, if I could just add to, I echo and agree with the Chief's comments. I do want to say, when you talk about the Patriot system, this is one of the most globally engaged teams that we have. Over 7 of them are deployed, half of them are deployed. So it's one-to-one dwell time. I mean, the up-tempo of those units and those teams are unbelievable, really breakneck. And as the Chief mentioned, 2 are assigned and stationed in Korea, 1 in Japan, 1 in Germany. 3 battalions are allocated throughout the CENTCOM area in the Middle East. But when you talk about, when I said to Chairman Rogers about modernization, you know, the Patriot modernization program was status quo. I mean, this year we're asking in this budget for $154 million. That's a decrease of $2 million. Last year was 156. So again, we are mortgaging modernization to meet readiness needs right now, Congressman. And we can't risk anything else when it comes to readiness. We have to win tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.